Okay. So today's speaker, we have Green Living with Shameem Syed. Um, Shameem Syed is a volunteer. She is an Oliver. She's on the board with the Olive Foundation. She's originally from India. She graduated with science major, settled and raised family in Orange County, California, likes to travel, read, and sew. She likes to learn languages, particularly Arabic and Spanish. She has volunteered at schools, Sunday school, Boy Scout camps, and troops, soccer teams, and briefly with CARE. So she is going to be sharing her newfound love for the eco-friendly lifestyle, which is perfect because April is Earth Month and April starts tomorrow. So we're giving you a head start. You have one more day to get inspired and live a very healthy, eco-friendly life with Shameem Syed. So without further ado, let's welcome Shameem.
Hello, everyone. You got my little, my introduction by Zainab. Thank you, Zainab, for kind words. My main idea is to go green, and I would like to describe what go green means and what is reducing my carbon footprint is. So let's go to the next slide. And this slide is it's a verse from the Quran. And this verse is the one that inspired me to do this project. Evil has become rife on the land and at sea because of men's deeds. This in order that he may cause them to have a taste of some of their deeds, perhaps they will turn back. So when I was a little girl growing up in India, actually the translation of evil in the Arabic language is fasad. Fasad means, I used to think that fasad means doing doing bad things and riots and fighting and all kinds of things. But my grandmother explained, evil has many forms, and in this ayat it means that causing the evil on the land and sea is just like abusing the nature. And I was maybe 13 or 14 when I learned that, and after that I became a little more aware of cleanliness and clean ideas and recycling. And actually, we didn't need to do that much recycling because there was not much to recycle back there. Everything was like used, reused, and recycled. Not recycled at all. So this verse really is stuck to me to this day. And now I understand the meanings of this verse more than ever. Let's go to the next slide. And what is carbon footprint? Carbon footprint is the amount of carbon dioxide and other carbon compounds emitted due to the consumption of fossil fuels by a particular person, group, etc. So my objective is to reduce my footprint by following all the eco-friendly lifestyles and changes and whatever I can do. And going green means to pursue knowledge and practices that can lead to more environmentally friendly and ecologically responsible decisions and lifestyles, which can help protect the environment and sustain its natural resources for current and future generations. And in order for us to adapt to a little eco-friendly lifestyle, there are a lot of things that we have to do. But I picked one because this is the one that I can have control over, and this is the one I can do. So I learned a lot about plastic and how it has polluted and the effects of plastic pollution on earth and land and in air. And that's when I decided, no, I have to completely refuse the use of plastic. And these are some facts, and that's like really, really terrible and scary. About half of all plastic ever produced was made in last 20 to 25 years. So before, in last century, there was not this much plastic. Of course, it was there. They started producing plastic in like about 100 years ago, but it was not in this much quantity, in abundance. And each year, only a fifth of that gets recycled. So people think that, oh, no, we can just go ahead and buy plastic stuff and then recycle. It doesn't get recycled. That's the problem with the plastic. And rest goes to the landfills and incinerators, and increasingly to the oceans. And the world produces 381 million tons of plastic waste every year. That's like a huge number. And 8 to 14 million of that goes into the ocean. So imagine 8 to 14 millions of plastic waste is going to the ocean every year. That has been happening for the last 30, 40 years. 1 million plastic bags go into the trash every minute. 1 million plastic bags every minute. That's a huge number, like a eye-opening number. And this is the picture of one of the landfills filled with plastic. And 88% of the, I want everyone to pay attention to this Pacific garbage patch. It's called Great Pacific Garbage Patch. The people who are into environmental studies and all that, they all know about it. 88% of the sea surface is polluted, which can decay into 50 trillion plastic particles. Every single piece of plastic produced still exists today. That's the sad part about the plastic. Plastic is amazing, very durable, and it has a lot of advantages, but it does not decay. That is the problem with that. A single water bottle takes 450 years to break down. It doesn't decompose. Plastic never decomposes. It just breaks down, and that breaks down into tiny microparticles, and that stay in the air, water, or atmosphere in either liquid, gas, or solid form. A single bag takes 1,000 years. I mean, every day we throw so many bags, and then we don't even realize the damage it is causing. Because of the long life, a huge collection of plastic debris that drifts from the rivers, shores, ships, and other sources makes its way into the oceans. And there are like 5 big gyres in the world, in the oceans, that collect all the plastic all around the world. And the Great Pacific Garbage Patch between Hawaii and California is the largest. 1.6 million kilometers, twice the size of Texas. And my next slide is, this is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And effects of plastics. In nature, millions of animals and birds die from plastics every year. Fish ingest 12 to 24,000 tons of plastic each year. And since their stomachs are full of plastic, they cannot breathe and die because of suffocation. 1/4 of all fish in markets in California have plastic fibers inside them. This is California market. Almost all baby turtles have plastics in their stomachs. In humans, in men, sperm count has decreased by 60% since 1973. In women, fertility has been drastically reduced. A woman in her 20s today is about as fertile as a woman at 35, 40 years ago. And 1 in 7 couples seek some fertility treatment. Environment. Toxic chemicals are released as fumes when plastic is incinerated. A lot of people say that, okay, it can be incinerated, but the effects of incineration is like really, really harmful to health. And the people who live in the surrounding areas where it's been incinerated, they have a lot of health issues with that. And 2 greenhouse gases, methane and ethylene, are produced when exposed to solar radiation. And not only that, the decrease of algae in the ocean is also causing a lot of imbalance in the ecosystem. And my next slide is the fish that they found so much plastic in their stomach. And yeah, all these plastic rings and things we just trash in the ocean, a lot of animals die because of that, they suffocate. And my goal is to reduce, reuse, and recycle. This I got it from Al Gore when he started his campaigning, reduce, reuse, and recycle. I always used to follow him and then try different ways to kind of reduce and reuse and recycle. But it's really very hard. It's not very easy to reduce and reuse and recycle because we are so used to becoming like dependent on disposable things and buying new things and not thinking about the effects on environment. So how do we do, what do we do to reduce, use less resources? And the food also is available in abundance, and the food we eat probably is enough for two people. And energy, how do we reduce the energy? The electricity, gas, water, and driving less. And there are so many other options. And using the dishwasher, I mean, I'm a very big fan of dishwasher because in 3 to 5 gallons of dishwasher, you can wash like so many dishes. Otherwise, it would take maybe 5 times more water to wash that many dishes. And I have stopped using anything that is disposable. That is that was my goal 2 years ago, and I am able to kind of achieve that. Not fully, because there are still things that are, I mean, they come in my household. I don't bring them. There are certain things that I have no control over, like when you order. I mean, during the pandemic, it had become very difficult to go and shop on your own. So we did the Instacart and ordered online. So we had no control over the packaging, and the amount of packaging we collected this year was like enormous. I don't think I have ever used this much packaging. I mean, saw this much packaging in my life. That's totally heartbreaking for me. And especially if it is made out of plastic, and plastic is very cheap and easily available. And every time you order food, it comes in a plastic container. And before the pandemic, I was taking my own containers. In the beginning, people used to look at me in a funny way. What is this lady doing bringing the container? But the familiar places kind of gotten used to it, and they knew that I was going to bring my bowl, especially for the soups and wherever they were giving food in the plastic containers. And literally everything has a carbon footprint. So every single, even a small little straw that you use is going to leave a footprint. Everything requires energy and resources to produce, and plastic is a huge part of that. The less plastic that needs to be made is better. So how is it going to be possible? The only way it's possible is that we have to refuse the use of plastic. Then only the manufacturers will stop making the plastic. And my next slide is reuse. There are so many ways, like, I mean, all of us know, especially the people who have come from my kind of background, they all know how easy it is to reuse. We recycle, reused like so many things until the optimum level of consumption. I mean, I'll just give one example. My brother, the shirt that my brother wore, my younger brother wore. And after that, some servant kid wore. And after that, that shirt turned into a rack. And the same thing with the cars, furniture, clothes, electronics, appliances, accessories. We indulge ourselves in all these things. And people think, oh, furniture is made out of wood, but the wood also has it has a cost. So many the forests are they're destroying so many forests to produce the wood to make furniture and other items. And switching from plastic to paper is a good way to do it. But again, we don't have to misuse the paper also, because paper also paper comes from the trees. And then we don't need to cut down so many trees just for us to have paper. And recycle, this would be my last resort. If I have no choice and have all the recyclable products in my house, I will have no choice but recycle. And the sad part about recycling is only 15% gets recycled. And reducing and reusing are actually overall more effective way of mitigating the damage caused by the plastic. And what I am doing, I just talked about what I'm doing. Adapted to stainless steel, wood, ceramic, paper, bamboo, and silicone. And I'm going to soon start composting the organic matter. I haven't started it. I have done like at a very small scale, but not at a big scale. And stop using plastic completely. Cookware also. I don't use any disposable plates, cups, utensils, or wraps or anything. And single-use bottles, I don't even remember when was the last time I purchased a water bottle. Every time I carry my water bottle with me. And the water bottle and soap, shampoos, conditioners, laundry cleaning supplies, milk, juice, everything I have adapted to plastic-free products. And buying bulk also helps a little. There's not so much packaging involved when you buy in bulk. And using containers for anything that I can use it. I use the paper, the milk cartons to put trash in it. And usually especially the meat trimmings that every day I don't throw it in the trash right away because you have to remove the bag right away if you have the meat trimmings. So I freeze it. And at the end of the week, on a trash pickup day, I just take it out of the freeze and put it in a plastic bag and throw it. And I don't use any liners in the cans. Everything is dumped at the end of the day in a paper bag or in a carton that comes from the stores. And I try to compost all the organic material, but composting also is not very easy. Lot of cities don't have the composting, and they have a separate bin for the compost. And there are so many different problems with composting and buying the compostable products because you cannot throw it in the regular trash. It has to be only in the composting bin, and some cities don't supply that. And my next slide is, these are the things that I'm using. These are my cleaning products. These are all the products are eco-friendly. There is no.
I don't see the picture. I just see a green screen. Do
you don't see? Can anybody else see the picture or no?
No.
No?
Now
Yes,
it comes.
now we
No,
can.
it's
No,
all.
I cannot see the picture. The last one that you said.
This one? How about this one?
No.
Yes, we can see.
Okay,
Can you
now
see?
we can see it. Yes.
Okay. These are the cleaning products, and these two bottles are glass bottles. And those little tablets that you see, the pink, blue, and green, one is for the bathroom cleaner, and one is for the glass, and one is all-purpose cleaner. So what you do is just like you put one tablet in the bottle, that's like 32 ounces bottle, and then just let it sit there for a few minutes, and it dissolves, and it's like your solution is ready. You just use regular tap water to do that. And these are the brushes that are made out of organic material. I think it's like a coconut outer skin. And it's so funny. When I read the ingredients in that, I realized that when we were growing up in India, the people who have come from India, and especially the Hyderabad, you guys will remember, the housemaids, they just used to go to the shop and then pick up some coconut trimmings, like the outside skin, and they would use that for a scrubber. And there was no plastic scrubbers. I mean, it was unheard of. And the first time I remember, it was called Vim. It was the household cleaner, and then that container came with one plastic brush, and it was so fascinating for us to see that, because oh my God, the scrubber can be this beautiful, but that beautiful thing has costed like so much damage. And these are some of the brands. I'm going to give you the brands that I'm using these days. Drop is one of them. They make eco-friendly laundry parts, and that is not plastic, and that does not harm the water system and the environment. And the next one, these are all made out of wood, the comb and the brush and the dental floss and the cotton swabs. Those are all made out of bamboo or some kind of wood. And the little box you see the word, that's my shampoo and conditioner that comes in the bar shape. It comes in the bar. There is no plastic bottle. And the next one is the regular the kitchen stuff. The kitchen.
The screen is
blank.
Why it's not showing the picture?
Okay, now it is.
Yes, now.
Oh, okay. And that also comes in the liquid soap refill comes in a paper container, so there is no plastic here. And the dishwashing tablets are also eco-friendly, and these the scrubbers and the cleaning pads, they are like natural, made from the natural fiber, and the brushes. And I don't use paper towels. I have stopped using paper napkins. Instead, we use the cloth napkins and the cloth towels. And the bottles are like glass bottles, and the caps are like stainless steel. Some have, I mean, the one I have, some of them have the plastic dispensing mechanism, but most of them come with the stainless steel. And they're forever. You don't have to replace them. You don't have to buy any plastic bottle with that. And these are some of the things that I use. Like plastic wrap was like very difficult for me to not use. So I purchased these. These are pretty good. I'm not that very happy, but those silicone covers are like very, very helpful and very useful. And then I found the compostable plastic wrap. So I use the compostable plastic wrap now, but very sparingly, because even just because it's compostable, it doesn't mean that you have to overuse it. And to store food in the freezer, I use this stainless steel. You guys might remember that when we were little, that's what we used to have in our freezers, the stainless steel the ice cube maker. And I just, whatever I need to freeze, I just put them in those containers. And once they're frozen, I remove them and put it in a container, and then I use them. And the blue container also is silicone made, and it comes in like many different sizes. You can have big cubes, small cubes, like medium sized cubes. So those are very, very handy and useful. And another product is, these are all my Ziploc bags.
Click on the picture again. We don't see everything. There you go.
Yeah, now we do.
Okay. Do you see it now?
Go back to the picture.
Yes.
You're on the Mother Teresa slide now.
Oops, what?
There you go.
Okay, the last one.
Yeah, this is the last one. These are my, food prep gloves and sandwich bags, big bags, and
No, we are not on
No,
that
the
page.
picture is not there.
the picture is not there.
Yeah.
Why it is doing that?
There
Yeah,
you go.
no.
Right now
Yeah.
you're there.
Oh, it's there?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And the gloves and the wrap and the paper bags, I usually use paper bags, so it's there. Whenever I go to grocery, when I used to go grocery last year, I used to take my paper bags with me instead of just getting their plastic bags, their vegetables, fruits. I would just take my paper bags and put it in there, or I'll just directly put it in the shopping bag. And I'll show you some of the products that I have here once I'm finished my presentation. And I would like to end my presentation by a quote by Mother Teresa. We ourselves feel that what we are doing is just a drop in the ocean, but the ocean would be less because of that missing drop.
Okay.
And the bright side, I don't want to be negative, but it's just like this subject has become so passionate that there is nothing but talk about it and work on it and adopt it. But the bright side is that more and more cities in the world are adopting to zero waste policies. California is leading the fight against the climate change, and the changing our use of plastic is key to helping. San Francisco is extremely close to having completely zero waste. And I was just recently reading this article about their goal was to be zero waste city by 2020, but somehow they were not able to do that. So their target is like 2030. They say it is not because the people are not following. It's not because the government is not doing anything. It's just like there are certain recyclable items that there are certain items they are not recyclable. So that is the one that they are lagging behind. And I was reading about this town in Japan, Kamikatsu. It has 45 categories of waste separation. So people take their trash and separate it at the centers. And I mean, people have to take part in it. It's just like government alone or manufacturers alone cannot help this. We all have to. It's like a grassroots movement that we have to start and pay our be responsible for that. And the Machu Picchu in Peru is the first place to manage 100% of its solid waste in South America.
No, I don't think so. I went to Machu Picchu in Peru, and they have all the papers and all over, even on the beach and everything.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not true.
Okay.
That's not true.
Okay. No, Machu Picchu is one of the first cities in South America to manage manages 100% of its solid waste. So you see,
that's why I'm telling. I've been.
No, it is but you found it on the street, you found it at the beach, you found it in the everywhere.
Shops and everywhere.
Yeah, they are managed to able to manage the solid waste. That's the key issue here. And there are many companies and manufacturers are opting for more eco-friendly products, and these are some of the ones that I use: the Blue Land and Drops and Clean Cult. The other ones I have not tried. So far, I'm happy, but I'm going to, as I use more products, I will start using more and we'll know the difference. But right now, these are the 3 products I use. And Method also from Target, Target sells the Method products. Those are also very eco-friendly, but most of them come in the plastic containers. So they don't come in the tablet forms. And so I have a little quiz for you guys. How many years does it take for one plastic bottle to break down?
1,000 years.
450 years?
Yeah.
450.
Yes, 450 years probably. Yes.
450 years. Just imagine.
50 years. Wow.
Yeah, and it will break down, but it will not decompose. That is the problem. Yeah. Which city is close to producing zero waste?
San Francisco.
What is the name of the largest garbage patch in the ocean?
Pacific.
San
Francisco.
Yeah,
Pacific
the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. GPG. What portion of fish in California markets have plastic in them?
50%.
100%.
10% probably.
No, one fourth of fish in California. I mean, if it was 50%, we wouldn't eat. And the estimation is the way the marine life is dying. By 2050, there will be only half the fish left in the oceans.
Very sad.
So let me just turn my camera to the
to your kitchen.
Yeah, to the kitchen, and where is the how do I?
You can press stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, but I don't see the sharing because it's in full screen.
Let me stop doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And we'll stop.
Can I ask a question, Shameem?
Yes, please.
Could you give us the brand names or whatever the products coming from?
Yes.
Where do you buy it at?
Yeah, where can we buy those things?
Yeah, this usually I get online, and
Uh-huh.
this is the glass dish soap, and this is the hand soap.
Okay.
Yeah, they are all glass, and then what you do is just you put a tablet in it, and it makes the foam, and this is just a liquid. It just comes in the liquid form, but it comes in a paper container like this.
You ordered the tablets online
Yes, tablets and this liquid soap and everything, and
on Amazon?
on Amazon, yeah. And these are the cleaning pads, and these are the
Sponges and all.
sponges and all. And this is, I'll open this, I'll show you. This is my soap and conditioner for the shampoo and conditioner.
Will you please put it online? I mean on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I'll do that. I will do
Yeah,
that.
please do that.
That would be
Thank you.
wonderful. But Assalamualaikum, Shameem. Shameem, what is the difference between plastic and silicone?
Silicone is made out of from the natural silica. So silica is like
It's made of silica. So
Yeah, but they say
it's biodegradable.
no, it is not.
it's not.
It is not, but it's the effects of is not as bad as plastic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean that also I avoid, like very rarely I would buy something if I can't find anything in stainless steel, wood or glass, I would go for silicone, but I hardly have things made out of silicone. And another thing I use is like for heavy duty cleaning, I don't use paper towel or napkins, right? So I have these like racks that I people buy the racks from the stores, and online you can buy racks, but I don't buy because you can make your own racks at home.
True.
Like the oil spills and all the color, the food is parts. You just use these little racks and then throw it away. Especially if cleaning fans and all that becomes so dusty. So I use that, and these brushes are like wonderful. They really do a very good job. And this is for the dish. This is the dish brush, and this is for the sink, and you can use it.
Other one is made out of coir, I think. Coir. This is coir, I think.
No, this is
Bamboo.
You said bamboo.
This is bamboo, and this is coconut outer skin.
Coconut
But we also use it, back home we used to have it with the coir. The coir matting we used to have. The rough one.
In India, yeah.
Vegetable.
And the soaps also come wrapped in the paper, and especially
Do you order the brushes, Shameem, online or from certain stores? The brushes.
I usually for anything before I shop, I go online and study and see their rating and then the price. Whichever is the least expensive and the more eco-friendly, I buy that. That's so you just have to keep, once you go online, I mean, just like any other shopping, you'll find thousands of items. And
Shameem, this is Sabiha. Can you please make the list of things you're buying? Soap, shampoo, everything, all the, what products, from where you're buying?
Yes.
I got the best idea from you how to make your own rags, and just, I was so worried about cleaning the oil. How am I going to do it without paper towel? And then you just explain how to do it.
I know.
A little bit thinking, or maybe I should go and get some sand to wipe the oil and throw it away. Then I think this is better to throw away the little rags.
Yeah, that, and for cleaning also, I don't use very harsh chemicals. Sand, what you call the salt or sugar, is the best scrubbing solution.
Yeah.
Salt and sugar. Okay.
Yeah, salt and sugar. Salt I use very often to clean my dishes.
And baking soda.
Baking soda.
Yeah, baking soda and vinegar. Yes. Yeah.
You know what I do with my Ziploc bags? I use them for so many things. You can't live without them. But anything that's not really that dirty, I just go and put it in the fridge after using, and I use it again. And I go in order. Let's say I used it for dry, let's say pastry. then it could be used for anything else. Let's say I used it for something slightly wet, then I use it next for meat, and so on. So I always recycle them. At least, I mean, we cannot use paper for that, definitely. And sometimes they take less space in the freezer than the glass containers, but we recycle them. You did a great job in being living example yourself, not just lecture, just living example yourself for being, you know, a good stewardess for the earth. Thank you, Shameem, so much.
I know the cleaning service was very unhappy in the beginning, but she has kind of gotten, you know, used to using the racks and all the other products. And my grandchildren come and say, "Can I have a Ziploc bag?" And then one would say, "Remember, Nanu doesn't have Ziploc bags." So
what is the substitute? I mean, I didn't watch
Paper
from
bags?
the
You
beginning.
use paper bags?
This is paper bags, or this is like this biodegradable, compostable Ziploc bags.
And they are good to put in the freezer, just as good?
Yeah, you can put it in the freezer, and they really compost, you know. Sometimes I put all the fruit and vegetable peelings in one garbage bag and then leave it there. And maybe after 4 or 5 days, you don't even see the bag at the bottom because it already has kind of degraded and composted. So, but these, when you use the compostable products, you have to use the compostable bin from the city. You cannot put it, this cannot be burnt with the plastic. It cannot be treated with the plastic. So it's better to use the bins for the, you know, the garden trash bin. That's what I put my vegetables and fruits in. Or there is this lady in Beria, she composts at home. So I have kind of decided to take it to her house because she's composting until I start my own composting.
That's
And
great.
We don't have any compost facility here.
Yeah, most of the cities don't have any compost.
Yeah, and these are the big bags. These are not the sandwich bags. These are the big bags. If I ever have to use, I again, you know, I'm using this, but I use it sparingly, not like leisurely. So every time if I have to freeze something, I try to use a container. But if there is not enough space in the refrigerator, then I go for these bags because they're easy to stack and easy to keep in the fridge.
Right.
Yeah. And then the food handlers, food gloves also. Is like that's compostable, and
that's awesome.
In 2-3 days, if they are left outside in the compost, they disintegrate.
Oh, really?
And I don't use any plastic straws. I have my stainless steel straws.
Yeah, I have
this
those.
Is the regular, and this is for my boba. I love boba, so I use this one. And all the products, they come in a reusable or recyclable containers like paper. Everything is wrapped in paper. Everything comes in the paper cartons. Nothing comes in the plastic. And what else is there that I do? And these are the silicone covers that I have bought like 10 years ago. I still have them. They don't go bad. And it looks like they're forever. And that's the bad part of plastic and silicone that stays forever. And that is not.
Are these lids, Shameem? You use them as lids or what? Covers?
Yeah, these are covers, and they fit so well. They come in many different sizes. I'll show you how good they fit. Just hold on a second.
Yeah, but how do you order these?
Online.
This is the glass dish, and then you cover it, and once you cover it, it stays like this.
Oh,
yeah.
It means it stuck only the glass, not the plastic. No,
yeah, only glass, yeah.
Because no plastic there, no plastic, so it's only glass or stainless steel, huh?
Yeah, stainless steel also. Yeah.
What are they called? If I want to order, what are they called?
It's it's called silicone covers.
आधे घंटे के बाद तो भी आप नहीं जल्दी आ जाती हूँ अब
and instead of paper napkin, we can use the cloth napkins.
Yeah, I do.
But one thing is there, you can't use cloth for too long. It starts smelling. You have to give it up.
Not give it up, do the laundry. No, you use it then for something.
The cloth gets a smell which you can't, remove even if you wash it so many times, but you have to give it up, after.
Yeah, after some time, but like after like hundreds of washes, right?
Yeah.
Not like one time disposable throwaway. And kitchen towels, instead of paper towels, I always use kitchen towels, and these are my cleaning racks. And for the kitchen, I have separate for the bathroom and the kitchen. So it's, I mean, it can be done if somebody wants to commit to that, they will do it. If I can do it,
there is a way. You will definitely find a way, alternative.
Yes, there are a lot of. I mean, we have lived once without all this, so we can live it again.
Exactly right.
I agree.
Yeah, but I'm using the same thing, whatever you are doing it. I've been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah.
But the people living with me, like a daughter-in-law, even my husband, I want to use only, when I always have many parties, I want to use my china, but he said, use the paper. We can do it, whatever we want to do, but everybody has to be put in, but they won't. It's very, very hard.
I know it's hard, but at least at your home, you enforce it in your home, at least. They are free to do it in their
our
house
also, I cannot force it. My husband is the leader.
Oh, I know how it is.
And Fatima, I learned something from you when I visited you last time. How you use the water, you wash the rice and you wash the lentils, or you wash any grain and you don't waste the water, you just water it to the plants. I mean, I was inspired by that and I have started doing it.
Thank you very much. I'm still every day getting shouted that.
Yeah.
Shout from my husband.
I would do it all the time,
But I still do it.
Water the plants.
You said you cannot use the compost, it will smell, that whatever it is. I'm using the compost only. I never buy compost for my plants. I use every day my compost. What I do, I put the plastic, that paper bag. I put the paper bag inside, then I put my compost.
Okay.
Then I will put it in my pot.
Okay.
Then it's really good. You can do that.
Yeah, and then you can buy these compostable bags, and then it will compost with your compost instead of plastic bag.
This also compost. You get it from Trader Joe's, the brown bag. That will compost also.
Okay. Yeah, anything compostable. So is anybody here would like to walk with me in this journey?
Sure.
I'm
I
already
am.
I started my journey 2005.
We'll try best.
I don't use paper napkins,
I'll
but my
continue it,
children,
inshallah.
my grandkids, they use it. But they are learning now. They use the napkin only to wipe off.
Let's make a commitment together. Let's stop using. Let's just start with one thing. Let's stop using plastic bottle.
Oh,
I agree. That's first step, at least.
And the people who have already started, pick another thing.
Yeah.
I have
no
to
no plastic product.
The paper napkins for my home use. I use it for the guests, but for my husband and me, it's just like I tried it. It's so hard because I like separating the washing. And it's so hard. I put even initials for me and my direct family. When they come, they can use it a couple of times before I wash it. I couldn't do it. It didn't last long. But for the guests and events, I do use fabric. But I don't know how I can enforce that at my own house. Not working yet.
I know that good thing about today's appliances is, they sense the number of items and the weight of the items, and then the water comes accordingly.
So, right.
Yeah.
So you have to balance washing a lot, also water, you are wasting water. So we have to reach a balance.
Yes. Yeah. If you're using the old washing machines, then it takes up a lot of water. And the new washing machines take very small amount of water.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it reads, it has sensor, and it kind of determines how much weight or how many items are there. Based on that, it releases just enough water.
That's great. You did great job, Shameem.
Great
I'm
job,
proud of
Shameem.
you.
Thank you, Nasia.
Very good.
Soft. Thank
You
you,
did
Shameem.
really good, Shameem. Thanks
Yeah.
for
We are
inviting me. You really did a good job, mashallah.
Thank
Allah
you.
bless
you in
for that.
spirit.
I have a comment, really. I've been, I'm Shameem's neighbor, many of you know, and we walk together, and we met through Olive, though we lived together. We lived next to two doors from each other for many, many years. And after a while, this lifestyle becomes like a voice in your head. So I'm not fully green, but I am several of those drops that she shared in that quote from Mother Teresa. That if we only do the simplest things that we can, and the another thing is that when I'm taking something back and forth to Shameem, I think even more. Am I going to give her something in a appropriate container or not? So it's really a mindset at one level, but then the other is supporting each other and learning from each other. I really want to thank Shameem for taking leadership and doing this wonderful presentation.
I agree. She
It's
has
great.
inspired
Very
us
well
all.
presented.
And
Go ahead.
but just one more thing. When we were doing our Olive programs at Brookhurst, Shameem took the responsibility of taking corral plates
Yes.
from
For
for
her home.
the lunches, bringing
so
them
true.
home,
Mhm.
washing them, and bringing them back the next time.
Right.
Now that is dedication.
Cutlery, yeah.
That is,
and
yes.
spoons and forks too. Yeah, she had everything.
Yeah, and spoons and forks. And now she's the manager of our new Olive base, our Olive offices, and she's already into green.
That's awesome.
Good job.
Yeah.
Olive Community Services is a 501c3 nonprofit organization based in Southern California that provides culturally appropriate services to seniors, their family, and the community. Through its physical and virtual interactive programs, Olive engages participants in a variety of ways that promotes health and well-being. To learn more about Olive Community Services, to get involved, or to make a donation, please visit www.olivecs.org or email info@olivecs.org. Be a change maker, and together, let's live, learn, and thrive.